In 2004, India's largest ever private sector IPO was launched, not by a bank, not by an oil company, by a software firm that had started 36 years earlier as a division of Tata Sons, with no external funding and a single project for an Iranian bank. 850 rupees per share, oversubscribed on the very first day. This is the TCS story. The year is 1968. India has just 21 years of independence, and Tata Sons makes a quiet decision. They will build a computer services division. The man chosen to lead it, F.C. Kohli, a brilliant engineer trained at MIT, later known as the father of Indian IT. The name, Tata Consultancy Services, founded on April 1, 1968. No external funding, no investors to please, just the Tata name and a vision. In 1971, TCS secures its first international project, a computer system for an Iranian bank. The seed of a global empire is planted. Through the 1970s and 80s, TCS moves quietly but deliberately. 1979, India's first software research center in Pune. 1981, the first US office opens in New York. Then in 1997, the deal that changes everything. GE Medical Systems, $100 million, the largest IT contract ever signed by an Indian company. And in 1999, the Y2K moment arrives. 700 million lines of code. TCS pioneers the software factory model, processing more Y2K remediation than any company on the planet. By 2003, TCS crosses $1 billion in annual revenue, the first Indian IT company ever to do so, 35 years after founding. In July 2004, TCS decides to go public. The IPO price, 850 rupees per share. But unlike Infosys in 1993, nobody doubts this one. Oversubscribed on the very first day. India's first $1 billion IPO by a private sector company. On listing day, August 25, 2004, the market sends a clear message. India's IT industry has arrived. 10,000 rupees invested at the IPO, adjusted for 3 bonus issues, is worth approximately 2.4 lakh rupees today, a 24 times return in 21 years. Post-IPO, TCS accelerates. In 2008, the global financial crisis hits. TCS stock falls below its IPO price. Panic everywhere. But patient investors who bought at that moment made extraordinary returns in the decade that followed. By 2014, TCS becomes India's most valuable company, overtaking Reliance Industries. The student becomes the master. 2018, TCS crosses $100 billion in market capitalization, the first Indian IT company ever to reach that milestone. And then, just 4 more years later, the market cap doubles again. $200 billion, 2022. But TCS has not been without its challenges. Global IT spending has slowed. American clients are cutting tech budgets, and the rise of AI is raising a difficult question. If machines can write code, what happens to a company of 600,000 coders? TCS's answer: we become the people who deploy the machines. Generative AI, cloud transformation, digital services. Today, TCS operates in over 50 countries, more than 600,000 employees worldwide. Revenue, approximately 2,67,000 crore rupees. Current share price around 2,581 rupees. Ranked number 2 global IT services brand in 2025. This is no longer a company that competes with Indian peers. TCS competes with IBM, with Accenture, with Capgemini, and by most measures, it is winning. So what does this history tell us as investors? 3 things. First, TCS is the single most consistent compounder in Indian stock market history. Not the most exciting, not the fastest, but the most consistent. Second, the best time to buy TCS has always been when everyone else is selling. October 2008, March 2020. The investors who bought during peak fear made the greatest returns. Third, the AI question is real but not new. TCS has faced existential technology shifts before. Each time, it evolved. The 57-year history of this company suggests it will evolve again. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before investing. But the story of TCS is the story of what happens when a great institution plays the long game. Subscribe to The Stock File. Every week, we open the file on another stock, from IPO to today. Next up, Satyam Computers.